Hi, my name is Gina and I work as an educator with the Mount St. Helens Institute. I'm here to showcase some of the highlights of the Sediment on the Move storyline curriculum. This curriculum is designed to be student-focused and student-centric, and you can see several of the elements outlined here. All of these slides are examples of materials that are part of the student story packs, or the materials that are given to students. I'm going to highlight some of the components of these that are of particular interest to us as we craft a robust and engaging student learning experience. First, throughout the storyline, students participate in a narrative. So instead of being given information about the phenomenon of volcanic sediment, they learn about it through many different sources, and these sources mimic sources in the real world. For example, in this slide, they receive a text message and a video from someone sharing information with them via a smartphone. The curriculum also seeks to highlight real-world science careers. This is a slide that shows an example of folks working at the U.S. Geological Survey Cascades Volcano Observatory. Throughout the story, the characters that the students are interacting with in this fictional narrative mimic real-world scientists and emergency managers who play an important role in keeping communities around volcanoes safe. So we're working really hard to model real-world science careers to offer students the opportunity to see this as a career path, potential career path, but also just to bring to light the number of people that work behind the scenes to help make communities safe with the facing volcanic hazards. The storyline has many connections to real-world science. Here's an example of us including some volcanic hazard maps, which are produced by scientists and used by the public very frequently to make decisions. And students are asked to look at these real-world examples of maps as they're crafting their own map for their own fictional communities. The curriculum includes multiple places where students can work hands-on. There's 2 specific hands-on investigations that are student designed. So students are giving some scaffolding and a leading question, and they're asked to pull together the materials and create the setup and control some of the variables in an investigation to investigate different questions. Here in this slide, this investigation is looking into what factors lead to large mudflows like lahars and what factors lead to smaller mudflows such as debris flows. The storyline includes many examples of primary source narratives. So we include oral histories and video interviews from people who have experienced the eruption of Mount St. Helens in 1980, and also examples of people who have lived with and dealt with volcanoes from around the world. We also include opportunity for students to engage in mock virtual field trips. Here's an example of an embedded GIF, and you can see throughout the narrative that students are asked to role play and imagine that they're in these different spaces. Our activities are really grounded in the student experience, and we strive to be very age appropriate with what we're asking students to do. So for example, this is an activity where students are crafting an evacuation route for their community for volcanic mudflows, and we ask them to begin by measuring their own walking pace and thinking about how they could establish an evacuation route. So the activities that we're asking them to do are age level appropriate, but contribute to this larger picture of crafting solutions for real world issues facing communities. The entire curriculum is focused on project-based learning, so throughout the unit, students are working on designing their own fictional community and then adapting that community as they're learning more about the potential risk of hazards from volcanic mudflows. Students are asked to consider solutions and create recommendations, and they are continually building their expertise and knowledge on this issue, working through the 13 chapters of this unit. We're asking students to synthesize what they're learning through real-world examples of real-world communication. So here's an example of students are asked to write an email response to someone that emails them who is concerned in their community about the hazard of volcanic sediment. So by asking and creating a framework where students are typing into an email template, it's modeling real-world practices. The unit concludes with a town hall meeting, and in this meeting we are emphasizing collaboration and discussion and asking students to think about what it means to come together as a community to make difficult decisions. Students are asked to role play as community stakeholders and asked to think about adopting the perspectives of different types of people. Throughout the unit, at the end of each chapter, students are asked to reflect on the following elements. So they will take all of these pieces back to what's called a clues chart. Clues stands for knowledge, learning, evidence, wondering, scientific concepts. So there's a template document for this, and this is a slide showing an example of what students are asked to do at the end of each chapter. So here they're asked to reflect on specific things that they learned, and then list 3 pieces of evidence, observations, or data that support their explanations, thinking about questions that they still have, and also thinking and writing down new terminology and vocabulary that they are learning.